Hopes of a Russia-Ukraine truce and India's engagement with Russia and China offer a positive backdrop for gains as local policies seek to boost consumption, auto, energy and telecom gain, but durables and pharma drag.
Sources tell CNBC-TV18 that the Chinese foreign minister has provided India assurances on fertilizers, rare earth magnets and tunnel boring machines. The likely easing of rare earth magnet supplies fires up auto stocks.
Shares of telecom operators Bharti Airtel and Vodafone Idea, as well as of Jio parent Reliance Industries, rally on expectations that higher data usage will help lead to tariff repair, with customers moving to higher GB plans.
SEBI has proposed easing IPO norms for large issuers by lowering the dilution amount to as low as 2.5% for companies with over 5 lakh crore market cap and extending the timeline for compliance with minimum shareholding to up to 10 years.
Incessant rainfall brings Mumbai to a standstill. The IMD has issued a red alert till about 1 p.m. Arterial roads see severe traffic jams due to waterlogging. Multiple flights have also been disrupted, while local train services on the harbour and central lines are suspended. Well, hello and welcome to Business Lunch live from the CNBC-TV18 Motilal Oswal studio. I am Bamakshi Doria and with me is Hormaz Patakia. Well, good afternoon to you, Hormaz. It's pouring, it's gloomy outside, but cannot say the same for our trading scenes because, after the blockbuster Monday that we had, we're again up almost 110 points, Hormaz.
Gloomy for the bears for sure.
Absolutely.
I can say that. But yes, again, at that 25,000 mark is where the index still stands, and that is the key level that still needs to be crossed and sustained. We tried doing that yesterday, failed to do so, making yet another attempt today as well on the day of the Sensex weekly expiry. Of course, can't not talk about some of the top movers that are contributing to this move to the upside for the index. Reliance Industries, the top contributor to the Nifty gains, ably assisted by Bharti Airtel, ably assisted by Tata Motors as well. Tata Motors, in fact, along with Tata Motors, almost all of the auto stocks have fired up in today's session. Auto ancillaries in particular, be it the wiring names, the auto part manufacturers, they are doing fairly well for themselves. And Infosys is the other contributor to the upside, as is Kotak Mahindra Bank, with some bit of offsetting of those gains coming from Larsen & Toubro and from Sun Pharma and from HDFC Bank. Not significant, but yes, but the broader markets though are doing fairly well for themselves as well, Bamakshi.
Well, absolutely. They're actually outperforming what we saw as compared to the benchmark indices. If we take a look at the advanced decline ratio, the gap had been broadening since morning. For now, the advanced decline ratio is at 2:1. Apart from that, from the broader markets, take a look at HLE Glascoat. That stock is locked in the upper circuit of almost 20%. So is IFGL Refractories, up almost 20%. Apart from that, several stocks have managed to hit a 52-week high. This includes FM Industries. That stock is also up almost 6.3%. So lots of stocks that are moving around in trade today. But let's focus in on a major development in the India-China relations. China has assured to address 3 key concerns of India. Parikshit is here with more details. Parikshit?
We might be seeing a major breakthrough in India-China relations, especially when it comes to import of critical components. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar met his Chinese counterpart in Delhi on Monday, and sources say China has assured India that concerns around imports of high rare earth magnets, tunnel boring machines and fertilizers are being addressed. Since April this year, China had imposed restrictions on these items, and as a result, imports of such critical components and equipments from China had been stopped. Now, if China lifts these restrictions, then it will be a big relief for industries like the auto sector, but we are yet to see how and when and in what manner will these restrictions be lifted. We are given to understand that all of this will happen in an incremental manner over the next few months. We have been seeing how both the countries have taken a decision on resuming flights as well. During his meeting with Wang Yi, External Affairs Minister Jaishankar sought a candid and constructive approach to bilateral ties and about moving forward after a difficult period in the relationship. This was the first meeting between the Indian and Chinese foreign ministers in India. Wang Yi, on his part, spoke about unilateral bullying and threats to free trade and international order. A Chinese statement said that India and China should strengthen their confidence, meet each other halfway, eliminate interference, expand cooperation, and consolidate momentum for improvement in India-China ties. This was not the first time when India has raised concerns about informal economic restrictions, including those on magnets. It has been raised multiple times over the past few months at the level of Foreign Secretary, NSA, EAM, Defense Minister. China, according to sources, is demanding that India provide a level playing field to Chinese companies, do away with Press Note 3, which mentions that investments from land border countries have to be vetted by the Indian government, and also give more market access to Chinese firms. This is, in a way, setting the ground for the meeting between Prime Minister Modi and President Xi Jinping at Tianjin at the SCO summit on 31st August and 1st of September.
Parikshit, thank you for that important update on the India-China ties. Meanwhile, Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi has met National Security Advisor Ajit Doval in Delhi's Hyderabad house. They participated in a fresh round of a special representatives dialogue on the India-China boundary question. Wang struck a reconciliatory note during the meeting, suggesting that a proper settlement of the boundary dispute is in both countries' interests. Later in the day, Wang is expected to meet Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
Well, and the big story of the day is the auto sector. Keep in mind that auto sector is the top sectoral gainer today, rallying for the second straight day. Sud tells us why the auto pack is higher today. Sud?
So another big day for the auto sector, as Parikshit was reporting that Indian Foreign Minister had a meeting with Chinese Foreign Minister, and from the sources we understand that Chinese Foreign Minister has given assurance of looking into the issues that Indian Foreign Minister has raised. And amongst major three issues that Foreign Minister has raised, one issue is about rare earth magnet supply, because if you remember, all the Indian automakers were talking that if rare earth magnet supply shortage persists, they might go for the production cut. But now we understand that China is looking into this issue and curb can be lifted. And now this news is being taken positively by all the major auto companies. And that's the reason you are seeing a big move. Tata Motors, which is a big, huge EV exposure in the form of JLR, is top Nifty gainer. Similar gains are being seen in Sona, BLW and Savardhana Motherson. So why this is huge? Because if you remember, China basically controls almost 70 to 80% of rare earth progressing. That's the reason it's very important that if China lifts the curb, it would be taken huge positively. And because of that, you are seeing a big move in entire auto pack. Even the Nifty Auto Index and Nifty EV Index, both these indices are up more than 1% each.
Indeed. Sudarshan, thank you for that update. Auto stocks, day 2 of some very strong moves. And I just spotted Hyundai on here, 5% higher on the stock today as well. Now at 2,550 is the largest IPO of the country till date at the highest point of the day. But on to the rains then. The heavy rains continue to torment the financial capital of the country, and that has led to heavy waterlogging, transport disruptions and flight delays. The IMD has now issued a red alert for the city with a forecast of heavy to very heavy rainfall at a few places. Sandhya is joining in right now with the ground report.
Torrential rains continue to lash Mumbai and nearby regions. Right now we are in Mumbai Santa Cruz area, and this patch is actually off the Western Express Highway, and you can see how badly waterlogged this area is. You can see that how vehicles, 4-wheelers and 3-wheelers are stuck here in this waterlogged patch, and local administration and local representatives are helping towing vans to tow these vehicles. The situation is extremely worse in Mumbai and nearby areas due to heavy rainfall, especially with a combination of high tide of over 3.5 meters that took place early this morning. Talking about the commute part, as you can see, this is the condition of Western Express Highway. Massive traffic jams, waterlogged patches leading to vehicles getting stuck in these waterlogged patches. Other than this, BMC Commissioner told CNBC-TV18 that over 235 water pumps are active in the city at present. But despite that, the extremely heavy rainfall has led to waterlogging in multiple areas. This entire patch of Western Express Highway is waterlogged, and it has brought the traffic to a halt. And this is just one patch of Western Express Highway. This particular part of the city, western suburbs, continue to witness heavy rainfall. As a result, there is waterlogging on parts of SV Road, Oberoi Junction and obviously Andheri subway, because that is one of the most famous low-lying areas in the western suburb patch. Other than this, there's waterlogging in LBS Road, Hindmata, Parel, Dadar, Sand Circle, Gandhi Market, and even parts of South Mumbai as well. Holiday has been declared for government and semi-government offices in Mumbai, barring those who fall under the category of essential and emergency services. BMC has made an appeal to private organizations as well to give a work from home or a holiday to their employees, depending on the nature of their work. IMD continues to maintain a red alert for Mumbai, Palghar, Thane, Raigad for the entire day. Apart from this, the state government has requested the citizens to stay indoors and do not step outdoors until unless it's absolutely necessary.
Absolutely, Santya. Take that point. Do not step out unless absolutely necessary. But, we also spoke to Shubhangi Bhute, who's the head of Western Zone of the IMD, about the weather conditions. Listen in to what she had to say.
As of now, depression has been formed over Bay of Bengal and it is moving northwestwards, and associated cyclonic circulation is also there. Along with that, wind shear is there, which is very much favorable for the extremely heavy rainfall over the Konkan region. For the Mumbai, we generally find this situation along with this offshore trough, which is very active. We can see that winds are quite in our rainfall along with it. This is a typical synoptic situation where Mumbai gets extremely heavy rainfall, which has been realized today morning. Scattered extremely heavy rainfall has been there, and this situation is likely to continue for today from 8:30 of today to tomorrow 8:30. But the intensity of rainfall may decrease after evening.
The big takeaway there, intensity of the rainfall may decrease after later this evening. In fact, Santya also spoke to BMC Commissioner Bhushan Gagrani on the municipal corporation's preparedness in and around the Meethi River. Listen in.
Water is slowly receding now. It has just gone below 39 now, 390. And there is a low tide. So hopefully next couple of hours, it will be below the danger mark. However, we are in full preparedness of shifting whatever number of people required. We have shifted 400, but if required, we'll be able to shift. In fact, entire population which is coming under the danger zone. See, operation of pump is a very dynamic thing. Right. Few minutes back, it was 256 pumps. So on an average, 230 to 260 pumps keep operating at any given point of time.
Well, that was the BMC Commissioner, but a viewer note, as heavy rains and waterlogging continue its torment in the Mumbai region, mainline train services between CST and Thane station are suspended until further notice. Shuttle services are running between Thane, Karjat, Khopoli and Kasara station. At least 8 flights have been diverted to the nearby airports.
Important viewer announcements there with regards to the trains and the flights. We'll bring you all of those updates all through the day right here on CNBC TV18. Take a short break. More updates from the US President's meeting with his Ukrainian counterpart Volodymyr Zelensky on the other side. Stay tuned. On to the big global update then. US President Donald Trump met his Ukrainian counterpart Volodymyr Zelensky and European leaders at the White House last night. Following the meeting, Donald Trump announced that he has begun preparations for a face-to-face meeting between Russian President Vladimir Putin and Zelensky to discuss a possible way to end this 3.5-year-long war. CNBC's Sylvia Amaro joins in with more details on this.
The U.S. President Donald Trump met with Ukrainian leader Volodymyr Zelensky and the European heads of state as well at the White House on Monday for talks on how to end the more than 3-year war in Ukraine. Now, agenda items included security guarantees, military aid, and the possibility of a meeting with the Russian President Vladimir Putin. In a post on Truth Social, Trump said that he spoke with Putin to begin arrangements for the meeting. The U.S. president suggested that the leaders of Russia and Ukraine would meet first, followed by a trilateral summit which could include him. Now, speaking alongside Trump in the Oval Office, Zelensky indicated his readiness for a trilateral meeting. Listen in.
We need to stop this war, to stop Russia, and we need support American and European partners. We will do our best for this. I think we show that we are strong people, and we supported the idea of the United States, of personally of President Trump, to stop this war, to make a diplomatic way of finishing this war, and we are ready for trilateral, as President said. This is a good signal about trilateral. I think this is very good.
Now, security guarantees for a post-war Ukraine were also discussed. Trump said Putin has agreed Russia would accept such measures, which he called a significant step. Now, in terms of provisions, the U.S. president put the onus is primarily on Kyiv's European allies, saying they would take a lot of the burden, but the U.S. would assist them, adding in a post on Truth Social as well that Washington would provide coordination. Now, Trump, however, did not rule out putting U.S. troops on the ground as a guarantee, instead hinting at an upcoming announcement on the topic. Trump expressed optimism that an agreement could be reached around security, which would deter future aggression in Ukraine.
The Alaska summit reinforced my belief that while difficult, peace is within reach, and I believe that in a very significant step, President Putin agreed that Russia would accept security guarantees for Ukraine, and this is one of the key points that we need to consider, and we're going to be considering that at the table also, like who will do what, essentially. I'm optimistic that collectively we can reach an agreement that would deter any future aggression against Ukraine, and I actually think there won't be. I think that's even overrated, largely overrated, but we're going to find out. And I think that the European nations are going to take a lot of the burden. We're going to help them, and we're going to make it very secure.
Now, another important development as Ukraine looks to gain security guarantees from Washington is that Kyiv has reportedly proposed buying $100 billion of U.S. weapons with financing provided by Europe. This is according to the Financial Times. The proposals would also reportedly see a $50 billion agreement for drone production with Ukrainian companies.
Well, on that note, let's take a very short break. For now, we'll get you more news and updates on the other side, so stay tuned. Welcome back. You're watching Business Lunch on CNBC-TV18. And now we've covered everything from Mumbai rains to geopolitics, but on to some news from the world of tech then. SoftBank is taking a $2 billion stake in chipmaker Intel. The move is part of efforts to ramp up support for the troubled US chipmaker. Now, it's been struggling with losses and weak demand at its foundry unit, which makes semiconductors for other companies. Now, in a statement on Monday, the two firms said SoftBank would pay $23 per share to acquire Intel stock, and this deal will make SoftBank the sixth largest investor in Intel.
And that explains the 5.5% pop that the stock saw just towards the close of extended trading in last night's trading session on Wall Street. Now, in some news coming in back home, the India bloc has announced B. Sudarshan Reddy, a former Supreme Court judge, as its vice presidential nominee. Reddy has served as the Chief Justice of the Guwahati High Court and was part of the Supreme Court from 2007 to 2011.
Well, with that, it's a wrap on this edition of Business Lunch. We're leaving you with a green-looking screen, the Nifty at 24,985. Don't go anywhere. Midcap Radar takes the action forward.